Okay, hello everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome to today's broadcast. How you guys doing? I'm doing okay, and I hope you are doing okay too. Um, Greetings from over here. Do me a favor, just spread the video if you are just joining in. Help us spread the video. I always start by spreading the video myself or going to places where we already posted it and telling them, hey, we've started. So do that, go to wherever the funny thing is a lot of you don't get notifications anymore from YouTube. I don't know why. So make sure that you are getting a notification. Make sure you're getting a notification. And if you're not getting a notification, please make sure you activate that part that says that notification bell. Yes. If you have not activated it, make sure you activate the notification bell. All right. Today we're going to be talking about uh, NUC and the letter that National Universities Commission in Nigeria, the letter that they sent out about shutting down the schools so that students will go and and be able to cast their votes. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. People are saying, "Oh, is it supposed to? I mean, what's the implication? Is it good? Is it bad?" These days we don't want to take anything for granted because there's so much hidden agenda. Everything, and you wish that when people just told you good morning, you could just say good morning back. But especially with the typical Nigerian politician, when they tell you good morning now, you have to first of all go outside and see whether it is actually morning before you reply good morning back to them. So it's because of that that we want to make sure that everything we hear the government say or anything anybody says right now, you want to make sure that it is it is with a very very pure intention. I'd like to thank those of you who were here yesterday. It was a very good program, and I enjoyed myself doing that program. A lot of people said, Chidi, why did you turn it into a why did you turn it into a prayer session? I'm like, so what's wrong with having a prayer session? We came out to do our thing, and God led us in that direction. Okay, a lot of people were also worried about the kind of prayers that were said. Come on, it's a free platform, and people come in and they're allowed to say whatever they want to say. We are there to moderate. Not everything is condoned, but as much as possible, we try to give people a good opportunity to say what they want to say. Okay, so please bear with us, and if you think you didn't like what people say, the kind of prayers that they said there, well, yeah, I can see you, Money Martins. I see you, Jonathan Greek Odia say. A lot of people think that starting now, which is 6 p.m. in Nigeria and 12 noon Eastern time, is too early. But sorry, I had to start now. There's a reason why I I I had to start now. I want to give enough time for this discussion to go on. So today, it's gonna be a lot of hearing from other people. It's gonna be very very interactive. I'm expecting people who know about this topic to come around and help us. People who are right on ground in Nigeria. I'll keep on. We're gonna keep on posting the time. We're gonna keep on posting the phone number rather, so that you guys can call in and also the link there is the studio link so that you can click and come into the studio. I come to realize that it's much better when you're hearing from a lot of opinions than when you're just there, just dishing out whatever is your own opinion. It's better when we hear from several people, people who agree with you, people who disagree with you. Yeah, every opinion is very, very important right now where we find ourselves in Nigeria. Okay, there's so much happening. I saw um I saw a video of a bank burning in Edo State. I've not verified that video, but according to them, it's a new video. It looked to me like something that happened during NSAS, and I also need the verification on that. But I saw a bank burning. Okay, and even though we've said students have been asked, to go home, the schools are being closed. I want to make sure that it is with a clear, genuine, good intention that the NUC is taking that move. Okay, we remember when the students were at home and we kept asking them to resolve issues so that they can go back to school. It was very difficult. They kept the students at home for a very long time. And now they are sending them home, which is supposed to be something good. It should be the right thing so that they'll go. Parents are worried that that election period is a very, very volatile period. A lot of things can go wrong. You know how it is. So as far as I'm concerned, it looks like a good thing to me. But then you also wonder all the traveling back and forth this period. A lot of people have told me they are so scared, but then people still have to travel no matter what time that you make them travel, they'll still have to travel. So on one hand, it looks like it is the best thing to let them be at home when all of these things are happening. There's so much uncertainty, and to give them the opportunity to vote. Because remember, they've been at home for a long time. A lot of students registered, uh, got their voters card while they were on that long strike holiday. So it only makes sense that you allow them so that they can go back and vote. Yes, Felix Soslow, good evening to you. Um, Make sure, guys, that you help me spread this video, and as much as possible. I know a lot of you are shy. If you can't join with your video, it is still okay to join without your video. Okay, don't go and think, oh, if I don't join without video, nobody. We prefer that you join with your video. Honestly, that is the best alternative. That's the best option that we would have preferred. But I also know that for some of us, there is no light where we are. In fact, it's a miracle that our phones are charged and we are, participating in this broadcast. So I understand. If that's not possible for you, I perfectly understand. That's why you don't have to have your video on. Okay. So I'm going to post something, the letter from NUC. So people can also read it on the chat and see. It's broken down into several parts, but I'll read it. Say, in view of the foregoing and concerns expressed on the security of staff, students, and properties of our respective institutions, the Honorable Minister of Education, May Adama Ada, Malam Adama Ada, Adamu, Malam Adama Adamu, has, following extensive consultations with the relevant security agencies, directed that all universities and inter-university centers be shut down and academic activities be suspended between February 22nd and March 14th. So the closure is going to happen between February 22nd and March 14, 2023. Consequently, vice chancellors and chief executives of inter-university centers are by this circular requested to shut down their respective institutions from Wednesday, the 22nd February 2023 to Tuesday, 14th March 2023. Please accept the renewed assurance of the Executive Secretary's highest regard for your understanding and unwavering cooperation. The letter from the NUJ reads, now, the data from Independent National Electoral Commission reveals that over 26 million students are currently registered. Of course, this is a footnote that I got from the place I copied this information. The person was just adding that data shows that 29 million students are currently registered. Okay, so um I don't know what you guys think. What do you make out of it? That's we're here to discuss today. I'm not here to give a broadcast. Today is purely a discussion session. I'm hoping that people can. Honestly, I really need you to come into the studio. So if you're coming right now, here is the studio link. Please come and join in the studio. That's what I really want to do today. I want you to join me in the studio or place a call. Place a call and I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you guys. There is I know there's a space. There's a Twitter space going on right now. There's a Twitter space going on right now. And honestly, I like those Twitter spaces. If I wasn't doing this, I would be in those Twitter spaces. Okay, so if you're in the Twitter space and you're listening to me, please uh, do quick and and come. Okay, do quick and come and join us. Those of you in Twitter space that are hearing my voice now, do quick and come and join us here. It's not very interesting without you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna be waiting for you. And those of you that are here, stop being shy. You know how it is. I'll keep talking at you. I'll keep calling you until you come and join. I know some of you are still working. Money Martins, I see you. Jonathan Greek, I see you guys. Felix Sauce, I see you. I'm waiting for you guys to come and join. Just click the link and come and join. I'm not going to be talking here all by myself today. No way. I need you to come and join. Okay? Those of you that are working, okay, let me tell someone. Say do without. Okay, I just sent a note to someone. A lot of people are gonna. Okay, they're asking me. Give me 30 minutes. Okay, no wahala. You can join anytime. No light. Okay, no problem. But people can join without video. Like I said, that's fine. You can join without video. But I really want us to join. I really want us to join. I know 2 hours from now is usually a better time, but I was just trying something out. Okay. Anyways, come on, you guys that are here, tell me what you think about the decision to close down the schools. starting from the 22nd of February. Do you think it's something nice? Do you think it's something that is not good? Let me let me invite someone that will come since you guys are being shy. Okay, let's go to let's go to I'm gonna go drag someone in now. Because if we don't talk about it now, tomorrow we're gonna come with all those conspiracy theories again, saying that this that happened, and that's not right. That's not right. So let me bring someone in. Give me a second. See you. I see you. You're welcome. You're welcome. The trumpet. I see you. I'm going to keep posting this link as people come in so that you can use the link to join us. Like I said, I started early, so I'm hoping people will take time to join, okay? Let's just give them a little time. Let's just give them a little time and they will join. So let me drop this. Praise channel. Thank you so much, Praise channel. It says, more grace to you, bros. Oh, man of God. I just saw Praise Channel TV. Come on. Oh, that's good. I believe the closure is for the good of the people. Many students will obviously not be able to cast their votes if they are in school during the elections. Salute, sir. Ah, my brother, come. And my apologies. Sometimes I see when I'm just talking and calling people's name, I just say Praise Channel. I forget that it's you. Now I look very well. I say, come on. Well done. No. How are my people? Well done. Well done. Thanks for holding on, just holding on. That's all I can say. It's not easy to hold on, but you've been steadfast. Honestly speaking, I see you. It's now that it's making sense to me. I see a lot of channels. I'm just calling people's names, but today it just dawned on me. Well done, my brother. Well done. I just want to appreciate you for all you do and for not losing your mind. Honestly, anybody who can go through the situation in Nigeria, situation of no lights, no water, you know, pollution in the air. And when we're talking about pollution, we're talking about there's pollution coming when you step outside your door. There's pollution coming from generator. There's pollution coming from the fume. First of all, the fume from the generator is not filtered. You're taking in that fume directly into your lungs from as many houses that have generator on, or businesses. That is number one pollution. And then the noise that is coming out of the generator, that one is another level of pollution. Oh my God. then there's the cars honking, and then there is dust everywhere. My goodness. Eh? And then there's no light. You have to buy water. Nah, see, it's not eh, it's not easy. I tell people it is not easy to just get by. That's from morning till night in Nigeria. You just get by a whole day in Nigeria. You should go and thank God. Just go and thank your God. Honestly speaking, it's a project, and I hate when we're talking about it and people are playing it down. They say, "Oh, this thing is not as serious as you think." Oh, I tell the person, maybe you've not left Nigeria before, or maybe you left Nigeria and you went to somewhere that is worse. If you leave Nigeria, like I was talking with my wife. Some people we know just left America. They were on a holiday and they left America back to Nigeria. And I'm like, I wonder how they will feel, just leaving America and landing inside Nigeria with the situation in Nigeria and hearing all of this. You know how it is, even if nothing is happening to you, when you read the news and everything around you is going just crazy. Somebody was shot, somebody was killed here. There was an armed robbery near here. A friend was kidnapped. All kinds of crazy. Somebody's head was cut off. That is all kinds of things that you never believed you could hear about before. So it's really worth commending when somebody is, and then people are in Nigeria and they are pushing anyhow. They're just pushing and surviving. God will bless all of you for me. Honestly speaking, God will bless everybody. God will bless all your hustle. I'm telling you, there's before when you use hustle, it looks like you're just using it for somebody who's a rough guy, roughing it out there. No, now everybody's hustling in Nigeria. Everybody is a hustler. That term has come to be used for every category of people: rich, poor, middle class, civil servant, trader, business person. Everybody now is um, purely a hustler. Okay, I told you guys to be patient, that eventually we're going to. Today, we're going to touch a lot of topics. So it's not just going to be, I'm going to be touching topics as it affects students, because students are going to be at home. So we might as well talk about issues that affect them. Okay. I'm expecting a lot of you to join. Okay, I expect a lot of you to join, because now that students at home, we need to talk to them. My guest is setting up. He's still setting up. I'm sure immediately he finishes setting up, he'll be able to join me in studio. Please, anybody who is able, just click on the link and join us in studio. It makes the discussion more robust. Okay, you don't have to agree with me, you don't have to have the same opinion as me, but please join us in studio. um I have the spokesperson, let me put it that way, of the African Action Congress, the mouthpiece of African Action Congress. If African Action Congress has something to say, this is the person that says it for us. Sometimes there's a little confusion, and when you hear spokesperson, you get confused. I thought this person. No, 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 no. We have a spokesperson for the Shore Campaign Council, okay, and which is Gandhi. But then political party, the political party itself, which is where Shore's council is domiciled, has a spokesperson in the person of Femi Adeyeye. Femi Adeyeye is all over the place these days, um, uh, shaking the table. In fact, sometimes he just breaks the table self. So many tables that I've seen him on, by the time he leaves the place, the table is just the top of the table that is on the ground. That's how dangerous this man is. So I'm hoping by the time he leaves this channel, um, our internet will still be working. Mr. Femi Ade, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi. Thank you so much. Just as I was discussing with you about the Nigerian situation, so something good happened, and so I'm
Tell
just
me.
trying to see if I can get my video on as we
Okay.
start the discussion.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'll give you.
Yes, some minutes, please. Yes.
Okay, no problem. So I'm excited that I have someone who is on the ground. Just that you're going to be hearing from me. Someone who is on the ground. Not just that he's on the ground, he is well informed. And when I say well informed, I mean in all ramifications, intellectually, politically, and violently. When it comes to violence, he holds his ground. Um, activistly, very, very well informed. So I know that from him, we're going to get a very awesome perspective about what is happening down in the country. While we're waiting for Femi Adeyeye, please, guys, do me a favor, like I asked you before. Help me share this broadcast now. Help me share the broadcast. I know in Nigeria, it's getting to it's getting to 7 p.m. So we're gonna start seeing people join more and more. Okay, and over here, people are still at work, but I know just like in UK too, people are getting off work. So I know a lot of people will join us as we continue. Yeah. Um, Dr. Erica almost stopped me from doing this. She felt it was too early. I agree with her. Next time we'll push it a little bit more. Arthur Obinwa Amadi. Arthur, we've been waiting for you now. Why you do like this? Good evening, Arthur. We wait for you. Ask everybody here. I was saying, where's Arthur? Where's Arthur? Then I got angry. I said, I'm going to shut down this place. Then somebody just told me, don't worry. I know Arthur. Arthur will come. And then next thing, when I saw Arthur, hey, Femo, Anna,
I'm good,
how is the jungle?
doctor. In fact, that's the best appellation. That's the best way to describe where we are today. No, okay, jungle describes it. I thought you said how's the zoo
Zoo, no, no, no.
because
Zoo is orderly
no,
now. You know that
zoo is not darling now.
when Nnamdi Kanu used to say Nigeria is a zoo, and that was one place I disagreed with him. I said, how can you
Really?
be calling Nigeria a zoo? And
Yeah,
that's
no,
not good now, because in a
that's
zoo,
not good.
the animals, they get fed at a particular time. There's
Exactly.
orderliness. There
There's
are,
orderliness, yes.
but Nigeria,
Yes.
which order? Which order did Nigeria?
Yeah, no, not at all. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm telling you.
It's becoming um you know something you can't just explain by the day.
Mhm.
Nigeria has defied all economic logic, all political economic theories that we were taught in school. Nigeria just defying all of these things, and sometimes you just sit down and say, but we were taught some things in Pol 101, many of
Mm,
these courses. Now what was
sure, sure.
happening? Nigeria is just defying everything. you know so it's a crazy place, just put it
Somebody told me, somebody said,
in summary.
Chidi explained this thing that
Mm,
just a few weeks back, the
Mm,
the governor of the central bank was being
mm.
chased by DSS to
Yeah.
arrest him. All of a sudden, we
Yes.
don't know what happened. Now the governor himself is giving DSS order to go and arrest bank managers. So,
Bank managers.
so
That's part of what we're saying, and that's why people need to listen to some of us when we say these things. We
yeah.
tell you, see, it's just a game. It's a game these guys are playing. They are trying to settle scores. And while they're trying to settle scores amongst themselves, the masses are the ones who are suffering the settling of scores. And so you don't side with any one of them when they are doing this. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, Emefiele does not buy fuel. He does
Exactly.
not kill for cash.
Hmm.
In fact, Tinubu does not. I'm very sure if you ask any one of these guys today, how much is the price of fuel per liter, they don't know. They
Exactly.
don't know. So it's the masses who continue to suffer all of this, and we will be the ones to count our losses by the time they settle, because they will definitely settle at some point. Look at
Of
what happened
course.
with just you said with what you just said now about the DSS going after Emefiele. That was the case before. Imagine the central bank of the governor of a country alleged of being alleged of financing terrorism. If
Mm.
that allegation alone in the US would have broken everywhere would
What
be on standstill.
what are you saying?
Imagine just like
He will have to resign first while the
exactly
case is
before
going.
any investigation.
Yes,
Before
yes,
any investigation,
yes,
you must resign first.
yes.
That would be the case. But you know
Yeah.
what is happening? The cabal then started providing him security. Soldiers are now guarding the person that DSS is looking for. You get so
You
Nigeria
know,
is just a cocktail of a lot
I
of
don't even
nonsense.
understand. I don't even understand.
Mm,
Explain to me, you're on ground. How
yes.
how is the security architecture of Nigeria designed? Like how? Where is I thought the security forces they have something binding them. They
Okay.
have a meeting point. How
Mm.
come one can be, after another or not in sync with the other, but they are still under Nigeria? Isn't there an umbrella that controls all of them?
Yes, the first thing, and we must not shy away from it, is the fact that when you do not have a commander in chief,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first problem, because that's the first level in the pecking order. So, but
Sure.
when you do not have a commander in chief, that's the end of everything. So, as of today, Nigeria does not have a commander in chief. You just have a set of guys who are around this person who tell him everything that happens. In fact, Shore said something, was it in 2018, that he's not surprised if they are printing another newspaper for Buhari to read in Aso Rock, and everything wakes up to see. It may sound funny, but Nigeria has shown
Yeah.
us so many, has shown us a lot that we don't throw away things like this when they happen. You know, we've seen quite a number of things, so we don't throw them away and just, oh, that's a rumor. It's very possible they just print another newspaper and then they present it to him and he's reading it as, oh, Bruno is now safe. Oh, we have secured Kaduna. Oh, things like that. So ideally, in an ideal situation, the DSS, that's the State Security Service, SSS, also known as the DSS,
Mm-hmm.
is a security agent for the big people in the country, the VIPs. It is security of the states. I
Mm-hmm.
think Nigerians need to understand this. It is called State Security Service. So SSS is not for you. They are not securing you. Get it clearly. It is the security of the states. And what is the states? The state is the ruling class. And that is why you will not see SSS come and guide you. They are not coming for you. They are guarding the children of the elites and the elites themselves. And they also go after, any threats on national security and all of that. That is, they are, and it came as a result of different coups. That's the history of the DSS when coups were coming up, since 1966. The first coup came, the counter coup happened 6 months after, and then so they had to create the National Security Organization, NSO. It started from NSO
Mm-hmm.
so that at least you will have some people who would always give you
Information.
intelligence that, oh, God, they are coming for you. They are coming for you. They chase you out of office. So there's this person. So most of their job is to act as intelligence officers for the ruling elites for the states. That is the job of the DSS.
Mhm.
So in an ideal situation, all of these agencies should work together so that when the DSS have an intelligence, they share it with the military, especially as it concerns terrorism, that the
Mhm.
military and many of our soldiers are dying on the battlefield for. So if DSS has an intelligence that a CBN governor is funding terrorism, what's the ideal thing to do is to share that intelligence with the military. That, oh, this is what is happening, this is how they are funding it, this is, but what do you have today? DSS wants to arrest that person, but it is the military that is guarding that person. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. And
Hmm.
we are, Nigerians must understand that we are now being used as pawns,
Yeah.
and they're just using us, you play us. And because I read some comments and people are already, praising Emefiele. Oh,
Yeah.
he's not, he's
That
maybe
that
when we
that
get to that part of the discussion,
honestly,
it's
you see
crazy.
why I like these discussions right now. I know the
Yeah.
topic is about closure of schools, but
Yeah.
sometimes in school, school shields you. It's a controlled environment. When you're in school, you just focus on your studies and what happens inside school, and
Exactly.
you're away from every other thing. But when you go
Yes.
home, it is different. It is different, not like a different town hall. I mean,
It's a town hall,
it's
different
town hall.
from
It's
Bala Blue.
different. Balabu, bulala. If only, if this
These
is
days are not funny
Nigeria.
anymore. These days are not
Can
funny
you
anymore.
see? Can you just paint a picture where
Okay.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu just wins the election and is sworn as Nigeria president, and they say, and now Nigeria presenting to you your president, and that's going to be our president for the next 4 years. Have you tried to case that? Have you tried to imagine it?
Seriously, I God forbid bad thing. That's what I would say at first.
But
That
it's very possible.
yeah,
It's very
you see what we let me speak as an analyst now, not as maybe the AAC
yeah,
spokesperson.
yeah.
You see, with the present calculation,
Mhm.
and how they've been able to manipulate our people. I posted something yesterday on Facebook
Mhm.
about um, rallies,
Sure.
and why people say, oh, AAC, you people are not filling stadium, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. You see, these people will create the poverty, and then they will use that poverty as an invitation card to invite you to their rally. They've created it for 4 years, 8 years, and yet they will tell you this is, come to our rally. We'll give you 2,000, we'll give you 5,000. And then I shared a picture to it. That picture shows that people are not happy.
Sure.
Many persons who go to this stadium, they are not
Yeah.
happy
Yeah. I
that
saw
they
the
go.
picture.
So the that's the arrangement. So with the structure that they have created on ground, structure of hunger, the structure of poverty, and all of that, they are always assured of that base, that they continue to have that base. Because a country where you have 133 million people living in extreme and multidimensional poverty. People like that just want to eat. That's the truth. We should not hide under any toga of idealism to shy away from the fact that these guys have impoverished our people and they've weaponized that poverty to the point that they are always sure that, oh, we know these people are poor. There is no how we will always get them to vote for us if we throw crumbs at them during the election. And with this current crisis, and that is why we will see some section of people who are saying, oh, this cash crisis would curb vote buying. I'm just laughing. What do you mean by that? How? As of today, even the middle class, someone in the middle class, if you are given 5,000 naira cash, you will sell your votes because it's getting tougher by the day. Yes, to get cash. Many of the persons watching this would testify to this. To get cash now is a serious problem. In Nigeria today, you use naira to buy naira as much as 1,500 naira to get 5,000 naira. Yes, one
Wow.
five, some 2,000 naira to buy 5,000 naira. So you pay the POS person who, before they got that cash, they had to sleep at ATM centers. They had to do, you things that are unimaginable that you cannot just imagine. So as of today, it is not we are not bothered about dollar anymore. It is now about availability of naira. Let me even have naira. So I dropped that poster to people that what if these guys are trying to make things difficult, like more difficult, so that vote buying can become attractive, like it can become more attractive to you. You that you don't have cash, you have no eating, and they brought 2,000 and he gave you 2,000, he offered you 2,000, you would definitely sell your votes. So this whole thing about they are making sure that they curb vote buying by doing all of this, that we should just endure that there is a greater good coming. That's that's backward thinking. So for me, as an analyst, like I said at the beginning as a disclaimer, it would be the greatest nightmare to have Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Because what you're going to have at the end of the day is a new set of cabal. And that's why it is true that they are fighting within the APC. There are fights within the APC. So a cabal is already foreseeing the entry of another cabal that they are scared that that's going to be the end of their own cabalocracy. So there's another cabal is coming in. So let's try as much as possible to move and support a cabal that can work with us. Because this new cabal that is coming in will be crazy. And that was why I even told ASU, and I met some of them 2 days ago, some of them. I said, see, at this time, you should have a position on this election. You should not just be going on protests, strike, and everything. ASU, as a union of lecturers that form the intelligentsia in this country, should have a position on this election. I told them, and I ended it with a simple line. I said, if Tinubu becomes the president by mistake, by circumstance, by anything, you guys will be the worst victims under that presidency because Tinubu understands how to divide unions. You have just seen because he knows how to become an activist when he wants to become an activist. He has that, so he knows it, and he understands civil society organizations very well. Right now, you only have a rival union to ASU. I'm using them as an example of what we should
Sure, sure,
expect
sure,
under a Tinubu presidency
sure.
if it happens by mistake. I told them, I said, you just have a rival union, Konua, that the federal government created so that they can tackle you when you are becoming so stubborn. That's what the Buhari government created. I said, under Tinubu, you would have several rival unions and you will be shocked. In fact, you can even have NURTW lecturers or lecturer on transport. You'll be shocked. And what they will do with that is to divide you and your ranks to the point that we would now have in our universities where some lecturers will be lecturing and some will go on strike. And in fact, some will be forced to come back to classroom because majority of the lecturers that should be in their rank are under another rival union. So we should expect that. We should expect serious abuse of human rights. Serious one. In fact, Buhari would Tinubu would draft all the human rights, violation records of Buhari. Tinubu
Mhm.
would draft all because he knows how to deal with people. He knows how to deal with. Look at what he has done in Lagos. Look at what happened with the Lekki toll gates massacre. Coming back to say, oh, why were they there? The people who were there, why were they there? What characters are they? What were they doing? Imagine that kind of statement from someone who has not even shown interest to run for presidency at that time. So we should we should just know what we are doing. Let me end it that way. Always, I can continue to grill out the several, terror that an imaginable Tinubu presidency would can bring to our livelihood as Nigerians. Let me just hold down on that for now.
Yeah, I have Babatunde joining us. You're welcome, Babatunde.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. You know why? And I'm gonna keep this discussion going on now because at
Okay.
least I can see that. Oh, thank you so much, Evie. Ah, thank you so much, Ekushel. Thank you, sir. See how people don't they drop something here. Okay, so that we can now also use it to drop into what is happening down in Nigeria. But thank you so much. And he says, Femi, you are spot on. Anyways, why we have to keep doing this is because now students are at home, like I said before. So
Yes.
as the attention move from school work, they are now going to focus their attention on the politics and what is happening from now till the day of election. So this becomes a very critical period. I don't think people understand how critical this moment is for all of us. This is a time that we need to talk to
Yeah.
ourselves more. We really need to talk to ourselves more in this period. Okay. So what are really the benefits of students being at home? I don't think there is there, or let me ask this question. Do you see any negative outcome of students being at home? Because there seems to be like an overwhelming acceptance to the fact that it is a good thing that students are at home. But is there any negativity in it? And if not, we can go to other discussions and know that, or everybody already agrees that it is good. Femi,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. To make it very clear, students are not at home yet.
No, no,
They
yeah,
will
no, it's
be
true. It's on the 20. Why do I
yes,
keep
they will
thinking
be
they're
on the
already at home?
22nd.
Yeah.
So 22nd till I think that's like 3 weeks till March 15th.
Yeah.
The first thing we must understand about this is that these guys are not interested about. It's not because they want students to have votes.
Hmm. See, that's the kind of
That's it.
why.
It is not because they want. They are afraid that there will be some kind of violence and violence, destruction. That was what INEC actually said. I'm sorry, the NUC.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Destruction
They
of
said, yeah,
property. That
sure,
was what
sure.
they said. They stated it.
Yeah.
Destruction of property and also it shows that um, in the 21st century, a country as big as quote and unquote educated as Nigeria is holding an election, and we don't even see that election. We are not envisaging peace. We are holding an election like as if we are in a war zone. And that was what Shore said when he said we are signing peace accord when it's not as if we are at war. Do you get? So
Mm-hmm.
that is what NUC is saying. NUC is not so interested about the number of students who have their PVCs, who are going home to vote and all of that. Because if they were so interested, if they were concerned, I think the first thing that an organization or sorry, a commission like that should do is to do a survey. First of all, asking students that how many of you are voting on campus. That's how to in a civilized you have data to work with. How many of you are voting on campus? How many of you are voting at home, as in your locations? How
Mm-hmm.
you will also have an idea of how far that place is. For example, a comrade of ours was saying, my daughter is at University of Abuja. I would not allow her to leave University of Abuja and come down to Ibadan to vote. She had better just stay somewhere in Abuja. So already she has been disenfranchised
Hmm.
by this, order of the NUC. You
Mm-hmm.
see, and when I saw that news, NUC orders university, orders closure. That's also another military way of thinking. We should not be ordering in the 21st century. It should be like, sometimes when we use some of these these words, they sound very funny. NUC orders closure. Like that sounds authoritarian.
Like they just woke
In
up
in
and they just ordered you must close.
order, you should consult the people, consult vice chancellors, Consult even the students that you are saying you want to protect. So let the students be the ones to say, oh, yes, so we need to go home because at least a large percentage of us, registered at home. And then you have an idea. You see, in 2014, 2015, I'll end it this way. Students were on campus at the University of Lagos. I know of that very well. Most of the students registered on campus and they voted on campus. Then everybody was under the hysteria of, oh, Buhari the Messiah. So people were very calculative about the whole thing. That, oh, I have to be on campus to vote for Buhari. So people were on campus, they voted for Buhari. Those who could not register on campus registered somewhere close to campus. We call that place Abule Eja, Bariga. So they registered in places that are just walking distances from the campus. Do you get it? And that's 2014, 2015 enjoyed maximum participation of students in the election. Do you get it? But this one that they just order closure, it is ordering because they are already preparing for war. It is not because they are interested in students going to go. Because if they are actually interested, they should consult the students to know, to have data. Like I've said earlier, I cannot overemphasize it. They must have data that they work with. But in this country, everybody just wake up, just do anything you feel like is, you think is right. No, you don't think something is right. You consult the people, and that is what democracy is about.
You know what you're talking about. It's exactly what happened with the money policy. The currency policy.
Exactly.
People who are defending it. That's when I look at it, I just laugh, and I don't want to get into politicking so much before people think, oh, you're attacking a candidate. But before you can start defending an action that was not well thought out, because if someone sat down and did what they are supposed to do, you should have made sure that isn't that the difference between someone just taking an action and then someone having like an institution that is set up? Like, you mean the whole institution as big and organized and whatever with your branches, and you couldn't sit down and look into, or like isn't that how things are done, or is there anything wrong with it? I thought when you
no, things are not done. No, things are not done the way you think things should be done. Because the first question you should ask yourself is that, does the CBN have, as an institution, does it have data on the number of bankable areas in this country?
Because that's what it means.
Does it have? That's what it means. They don't have
no data.
For example, I saw the statistics somewhere. I don't know who did. I think Nairametrics did one survey. I found out that all over Nigeria, we have just over 200,000 ATMs. Imagine, in a country of over 1 million square, meter square or something like that. Yes, 200,000 ATMs. El Rufai was saying, was it 3 days ago? I was watching him. He said, in some local government in Kaduna State, they have just one ATM, one branch of a bank. In some local governments in the state in Kaduna State, there are places where you don't even have bank branches and all that. So CBN cannot even, as of today, tell us that they actually did feasibility studies on this particular thing. And which country just moves to cashless policy again, like in 90 days?
Just wake up and you just
cashless in an economy where you have 133 million people who live under $1.10 per day. You are doing cashless. People who live from their from their hand to their mouth. Hand to mouth. So those ones are the ones you want to do cashless for. Do they even have accounts? How many account holders do you have in Nigeria? How many of these account holders even have? There was a statistic: 0.6% of account holders in Nigeria have 500,000 in their accounts.
Can you imagine?
Many persons are living off loan. Palm Play, easy credits. That's what's happening in Nigeria of today. Yet you just want to move to cashless policy. Which country, a poor country like this, will just move to cashless policy in 90 days? And then people are applauding such a policy. It shows that it's thoughtless. It is just wicked. They are trying to settle scores amongst themselves. And then they are using Nigerians as guinea pigs on this experiment. And people, it is so unfortunate that people are already dying due to this. People are losing their livelihood. Bankers cannot go to banks anymore. They're shutting down banks. A friend of mine, one native, they said they should dress down. That if you are coming to the bank, don't put on tie. Oh. If the customer undo your tie, if they use your tie to drag you. So it was,
It
so
will
everybody's
choke
now
you.
putting on,
It will choke
they will choke you. So yeah, better just put on native and also look like a customer. That's the best way to get into the bank and go home safely these days. Just dress
Oh
like a
my God.
customer so that you can get home safely. So it's just crazy. It's crazy,
Somebody
Baba.
sent me videos of bank people escaping through the back of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bank, climbing fence. I'm sure you've seen that video. It went viral,
yes,
and that's the situation we
yes.
find ourselves. Baba Tunde, how are you, my brother? What do you have to say about the studio, the situation generally? Let's talk to students.
Yes. So, um, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly we can hear
Okay.
you.
Great, great, great. So, the situation that is happening in Nigeria has really it's been a little bit troubling. Just the whole, you know, starting from the fact that there is no cash in the system and the Nigerian government, instead of them to, because as my colleague here, Mr. Femi said, like, you just, you know, they don't plan, they don't ask the people anything, they don't ask questions, they just do whatever pleases their mind. And now, like, because I've been following up, on social media with Omoyele Sore's page and even Worship Media and everything. The same videos, reading the articles,
Sorry, we
and looking.
lost. Okay,
Can you hear me? Okay.
okay, we can hear you now.
All right. And it's it's a little bit trouble because I'm telling myself that if this continues with the fact that Nigerians are not capable of getting money, and the Nigerian government are not trying to talk to the people, that I have a feeling that the thing that happened with NSAS will be child's play compared to hello.
Yes, we can hear you. It's on
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay, so I have a feeling that what happened in NSAS, if the Nigerian government keep doing whatever they feel like doing in terms of the say cashless policy, in terms of the fact that there is no like money in the economy, like in terms of the new naira notes and everything, and any other things that they are doing in terms of money, can actually lead to a full blown revolution. And so I've thought about it, and I'm like, man, that they, if the Nigerian government knows what is good for them, they need to listen to the people and make sure it's actually a democracy, because we keep living like this. And honestly speaking, I don't even know if the election would even hold. I don't know if this election that's coming this February will hold. Me as 'cause I have graduated from school already, thanks be to God. Um, I I believe I do my best to see how I can help in terms of Omoyele Sori. I help out in with cash and everything, but I don't know if there's more I can do, honestly speaking, because the truth is that I'm not in Nigeria right now. I'm outside the country, but I give money to Sori. I've been giving at least on a weekly basis, but I don't know if there's more I can do. I don't know. Maybe I should use my social media. I do talk to people about Omoyele Sore. Some people will tell me, oh no, they don't like Sore. They'll be like, oh, well, I like Sore, but I don't think he can be president. It doesn't discourage me, but like I know that he can win. I have that faith that he can win. And as for the whole school closing and the whole decree, I feel like that thing is just stupid, honestly speaking, because like, if you're going to close schools, ask the students, hey, we're trying to close schools for this reason or that reason. Are you guys okay with that? And if the students say no, and you don't close the schools, you keep them open. But they say yes, and yeah, you take the decision of the students and you close the schools, because that's the problem we have always been having in Nigeria. It's not even just a matter of corruption. It's the fact that the government don't give a damn about us to ask us any questions. They just do whatever they like, and that is affecting everybody's lives. it's affecting. To me, I feel like what the government does in Nigeria affects everybody's life because you know they people when they see that the schools are not good in Nigeria, people run abroad. But I'm not saying that schools abroad are not good. They are good, but one thing I'll use my own personal experience. Ever since I came to America, I went to school, but the school I went to, I never liked it. Like, you know, the people were always saying nonsense to me in terms of like their racial tone and their like I just didn't like the environment. I always felt because I did 1 year of school in Nigeria before I came to America, and honestly speaking, if the schools were like if the Nigerian government were taking care of the schools and the schools were good and everything in Nigeria, I would have remained in Nigeria, maybe even just for my bachelor's or even my master's also. I would have stayed in Nigeria, my environment, my people, you know. And Awusa man cannot come to me and try and be racist to me. I'll just be looking at him from head to toe, you know. But when you're in another man's country, you have to follow by their rules. You have to do this. You have to do that. So yeah, that's just my own opinion. I'm just ranting, honestly
No,
speaking.
no, no. I feel you. I feel you. And I'm gonna like today is gonna be like a free ranting session because it is what it is. Every time you want to stay on track about Nigeria, it is very difficult. It is like one thing leads to another one will go and drag into another one. So feel free, feel free to rant. Talking about the Nigerian student, Femi, I had a
Yeah.
program the other day, and somebody kept
Okay.
telling me that, I like sure, of course, it's become a mantra. I like sure, but I like sure, but sure is the bravest, is the most courageous, is the most but so for I'm asking the Nigerian students now as they and I pity you see one thing. Sorry, I also have this ranting mentality too when I'm talking about Nigeria. We can start and then it goes to another thing.
Okay.
When you talk about when you talk about shutting down the schools, it may look like they've given enough time from now to the 22nd. But if it is a place where things are well thought out, you would have determined a long time ago because you would have known
Yes.
what you're knowing right now based on your past experiences that this is what's obtainable that time. You will plan that there'll be a closure then so that some people are living with their uncle, some people are living with their aunties, some people, the person they are living with is working elsewhere, and everybody coordinates their activities knowing that this is when school will close so that things work.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, some people are going to find themselves at home with nobody to provide for them because that wasn't the time that they were supposed to be at home. All of those things. Some people,
Mm.
when they're actually in school, that's when they have a real place to stay. Because if they leave school and go home, that person doesn't go home to a real home. Some people they've just found themselves
Very
in
correct.
school. Yes, they found themselves. I remember in those days, there's some people that school is their room in school is the only reasonable accommodation that they have. If they leave, so that place is like their real home, and the place that they go to
Mm.
after school because they don't have mother, they don't have father, they fend for themselves. So when they go to school, that's their accommodation. They do everything they
Mm.
do there. If they go out of school, they are living in one parko somewhere. If you see where they are living, no life, nothing. It's when they come to school that they have life. So all of those things are things that I look at and I feel bad for anybody who finds themselves in that kind of situation. But
Mm.
Femi, help me understand. I tried a little bit yesterday to explain who Omoyele Sowore is to some people who is it that they don't understand or they've allowed themselves to be deceived
Mm.
into this mantra where they say, I love Omoyele Sowore. I know he is the best. You actually say it. I love him. I know he's the best. He is what this country needs right now. That guy is bold. But so analyze for me what is this but and why people say that And how can we begin to make them understand, like reorient them and rejig their thinking?
Okay, good. All right. I will start first of all by saying, you see, Dr. Chi, the rant thing is is just very it's very normal. Like I used to say, journalists, presenters, broadcasters, everybody who would interview anybody in this country is a ranter. They are just trying to be professional when they speak on TV, because they are not, nobody is immune from, the whole problems in the society. Like I told one journalist one time, she was asking me a question about one particular policy of this government. I've forgotten now. And I said, you can answer. I said, you yourself, you can answer this question yourself. He said, no,
Mhm.
I'm being professional. I said, oh, but how did you get to this station this morning? Didn't you pass through these roads that all of us are passing through? Where did you sleep last night? It wasn't it under mosquito infested this thing. So please
Uh-huh.
let's stop all these facts because you can form one British accent, you are immune against the problems of Nigeria. So, but to answer your question is to say many of these persons will say things like, "Oh, Showore is the best," but oh, it's not yet his time. We've heard that before. Oh, yeah, Showore is the best, but it does not have structure. We've answered that. We've heard it too. Oh, Showore is the best, but he needs to, collapse his structure. Someone you said does not have structure. Then you go ahead to now say he has to collapse that structure that he does not have for somebody. We all need to unite. Let all of us come together and so that we can chase out these establishment parties. So that no, so let me first start with a philosophical standpoint, which is that when you are in a dark room for a very long
Mm.
time,
Yes.
it is scientifically proven that your ciliary muscles in your eyes they would dilate to the point
Yes.
that you can see in that darkness. It is
Yes.
biology. So when you stay in the dark room for a long time, you will begin to see in that darkness.
Sure.
So for a very long time, all Nigerians have known, all they've been, all that have been brought before them is hardship, pain, penury, poverty, hunger, deprivation, human rights violation, and all of that. So it has now got to that point that they have adapted. We should let's be truthful to ourselves here. That the adaptation and the adaptability strategy that they've created for themselves is now top notch. If you push a Nigerian to the wall and you expect that Nigerian to fight back, no, the Nigerian will break that wall to see if there is something. There must be something at the end of, let me just see. So instead of fighting back immediately, we say no. There is a way we can still do something around this. Look at what they did with Twitter, and I'll give you a few examples. What they did with Twitter, and then they banned Twitter. We said no, we need to protest about this. No, they said no problem. Let's just go and get VPN. Get
Yeah.
VPN. If you get VPN, you can still use that Twitter. We said, what is this violation of your rights to freedom of expression? Why are you looking for? You're always looking for ways to beat. Okay, they said, oh, no problem. So we did that for months until Buhari in his benevolence then forgave all the Nigerian youths and then gave us Twitter back. Till today, some of the reasons why they said they banned Twitter, like, oh, Twitter must have an office in Nigeria. Till today, where's that office? Where's that Twitter office in Nigeria today? Where's that office? So, but that's one example. What did they do with when they were freezing accounts of some of the NSAS protesters? People
Yes.
said, "Oh,
Yes.
let's do crypto. Let's go. Crypto is now the next big thing, so that we use that one. We use that one to break." And I was like, instead of you to face this issue, you are always looking for a way to break the next wall. And what did they do with that crypto? They went after that same crypto, and anybody who has any transaction in Nigeria now that shows crypto or anything, your account will be blocked.
See that?
So you cannot continue to run away from your oppressors, like always looking for adaptability strategy when you can face them and challenge them. And that is why Shore is different. You see, Nigeria just happened.
Nigeria just see.
It
Nigeria just
it
happened to
just
you.
happened.
Ah, God.
So that's the difference between what we are saying and what others are saying. Showore is saying, let us face this system once and for all. We don't need to shy away from our problems. We don't need to keep running. For how long shall we continue to run from these problems and the people who created them? Let us face them. When Showore delivered that speech, the one day the table will turn. The speech before Abdul Salam and all that, the peace
Yeah,
accord
at the
event.
peace committee
Some of
meeting.
them, some of these persons, some of the Showore is good, but some of these people fall under that category. Came back and we were like, wow, Showore is bold. We used to think he's just an activist on Twitter. He's just so he can even go in their midst and say these things. Wow, this man must be. And some of us were just laughing that you don't even know the stuff this man is made of. This is somebody who has been doing something for over 30 years. The military, someone who fought the military, you are talking about this was putting on Agbada. Someone who could stand against, guns, machine guns on the street of Lagos when the people you are now moving after, you are running after now. The Tinubus ran away from the country. In fact, showing card sometime when he was the Abacha was looking for him, had to run through what they call the Nadeco routes on bike. Had to leave the country. But the Showeres were on ground. They didn't leave. They didn't leave. In fact, Showere told a story of how they were almost, looking for a way out. They would just run away, like because they were hiding at that time. They were disguising. Showore, he has told this story many times before. Some of us were very close to it. How he would dress like a Muslim cleric to move on the street of Lagos with this rosary, what they call tesbih. He would have it in his hand. He would dress like a Muslim Alpha, and he would just that was how they were living. The day they heard that Abacha died, because they were almost giving up, like, oh, now they are looking for all of us. There's no how. The day they heard Abacha died, it was like, are you kidding me? When the story came from somebody, we were hiding in a room. Somebody just brought that story and said, Abacha has died. Which Abacha? Are you the Abacha that is looking for us? Because there's a book, The Last 100 Days of Abacha. I think young people should go and read things like this. You would find the role that Showore played, in chasing out the military. The Last 100 Days of Abacha. That's the title of the book. So you said, is it the Abacha that is looking for us that you said died, or what are you guys saying? They just confirm, and then they confirmed the thing in the news. And wow, Larry Legacy told me his own. He said he was in Ife. He was also running, hiding from the military and all of that. He said he was rolling on the floor. He did not know when he was rolling on the floor, like in the main road. Maybe say Abacha died, make the road for ground. Say, this person has been looking for us. You understand? So Nigerians must understand where this man is coming from. That he is not coming to compromise, and they know. All of these persons know. Abdul Salam himself said it. He said, if you get to power, some of us will have to leave this country. They know. So he's not coming to compromise. He's not an establishment candidate. His programs are not in favor of the establishment. His programs are not in favor of the imperialists. So this is the best chance and the best candidate that you have on the ballots. You claim people who have experience. Oh, we need to go with people who have experience. He doesn't have experience and all that. What's that experience? What has that experience? What has it solved? Till today, point one particular problem that experience has solved in Nigeria today. We have the light issue. What just happened is that the light issue, zero. They've not solved it since 1960. Yet they have experience. The currency issue that is biting all of us now today. Imagine with all their degrees and everything, they cannot solve something as simple as currency. You are changing currency. I say this is the first time we are changing currency in a country. They cannot solve currency problem.
Femi,
We have the fuel crisis. Yes.
Listen, Femi. Now that you talked about Abacha, it just brought to my mind, because you see we're almost just touching everything, and that's all right. when you talked about Abacha, because a lot of somebody posted something in a group where I belong, and this is very, very incisive because that
Okay.
will show you how we've been beat down so much. We've actually been forced into acceptance. Nigerians, if somebody actually takes time to do a study, you see that the level of gullibility for Nigerians has really, really gone so high. Now you can tell Nigerians anything, they won't verify it. In fact, they will kill someone before they verify it. That's how bad it has become. To the point, and our level of amnesia is something else. Nigerians forgot, it's just because of this thing you said about Abacha. Nigerians forgot what Abacha did to the point where somebody like Mustafa will be contesting
to be president. Yes.
contesting to be president. And you see, there's a clip I'm going to play for you now. This clip is all over the place and people are jumping up over this clip. I was shocked. Listen, and I'll come and tell you something about it.
Professor Dr. Chidi.
Oh, hold on.
I have to leave like in a minute because I have to like start heading to work and everything.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me just say something before I go. I think number one thing that will happen by the grace of God when Omoyele Sowore wins the election this year is that history will be brought back into classes, not just the history of your culture or where you come from, but also Nigerian history that teaches us about the past, not this nonsense that they were teaching us in GSS3 that they call social studies, And yeah, that's just all I have to say, honestly speaking. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk here. I will see you guys later. Mr. Femi, I wish you the best for the rest of this year and even for the rest of your life. And I don't know, I would say that's all I have to say for now. I wish you guys the best. And Mr. Femi, in fact, Dr. Shidi, I think you have my phone number, but I will still reach out to you on WhatsApp because I want to get Mr. Femi's contact so we can be communicating. Because me and him have actually met, but I don't know if he remembers my face.
Okay. I will. And please continue with your support. We need more of that support. We'll be doing something on Saturday, in that regard, because
anything I can do apart from just sending cash because I'm sending cash now.
The cash is king now because you can't be there physically, but the people on the ground, they really can't do much, even though it's difficult to even get the cash that you put there. But you can see Femi is off now. It's probably because his battery is dead or data is finished. That's the situation in Nigeria. It's very, very disheartening. Well, thank you so much, Babatunde. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So you see, we lost. Okay, Femi is back. Thank God he came back. It's good to still have you back, Femi. So let me play this video of Hamza Al Mustafa, and then I'll talk about.
You know what I'm talking about. You can Google as I talk. What is Californium? Californium
is a state in the United States.
No, it's a precious stone.
Oh, not California.
That's why I want to tell you this.
Californium.
Californium in today's market. Google and tell me the price before I finish talking. In today's market today, in the world market today, one may ask, in Borno State, there is Boko Haram. There are areas that are still mined, now no-go area. The weather is harsh. It's very unfriendly. It's a small place. But there is something the international community with the connivance of Nigeria. Every day you have NGOs
coming into,
and they are hiring houses from 10 years, 20 years and above. And once you give them the price, they don't ask, they just pay. What are they doing? Why are most of them coming with satellite telephones? Why are most of them coming with PCs that are working with the same satellite telephones?
Computers
How come?
are working directly with satellite.
How come
You don't
most of them come under the guise of supportive activities to the poor? They are giving them medication. Did the Ministry of Health bother to discover the type of medicine they are giving to the poor? How come there is increase in kidney and cancer, kidney and liver and cancer problems in Borno? How come it is attacking old people? How come the NGOs live in the wee hours of the night where soldiers dread to go? Police, security men
They
cannot
go
go.
there.
They go this Californium do they take per day? How much is a gram of Californium in world market today? Who has Google to know? 27,100,000 per gram. $1 million. I didn't say naira.
Californium.
Yes, it's the most expensive thing in
Do
the
we
world.
have it in Nigeria?
In abundance in Borno State. That's what started the Boko Haram. That's the game. Are we aware? How can we be?
Okay, this is what you saw how he just dumped this information, and I hope AB is still here with us. It was shared on a space, WhatsApp group where all Nigerians WhatsApp group here in Toronto, and
Okay.
ordinarily I will be like, okay, because such things, all anything that comes out of somebody like Hamza Al Mustafa, you will be, I don't know what I will call you to even take him serious. These are people who should be chilling. He should be on life imprisonment.
Exactly.
But to be allowed to the point where he is even running for president, of course, in a democracy, if they've pardoned him, he has the right to do whatever. I mean, contest like every other candidate. But what did I do? I went and I did a research on this, because how can you say that we have an item, a mineral, that 1 gram of that mineral is worth 27 point something million dollars, and they are mining it every day? Do you understand? Like in a day you will get more than 10 grams now. Do you
Exactly.
understand?
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? And this is happening right under our nose. And it sounded too good to be true. I'm like, do you know what $27 million means? And it's been sold, and people were clapping for him, to show you how we take things for granted and how very simple things, because we just overlook it. It allows. What did I do? I went and I Googled. I just Googled about this
Californium.
Californium that he talked about. I'm gonna show you what I found.
Okay.
I'm just scrolling down on the thing. So I found this. Well, I'll read this and I'll take you to the page. It says
Okay.
in that article that I found, it says, in conclusion, Californium is a synthetic element that is not found naturally in the earth. Let me just post it there in the comment section to show you how I don't even know what we have become.
No, Browno is not it now. It's another.
You see, like, let me but you see how he has presented it, and he was clapped for. Now, read in the comment section. I just lifted this from that place. It says, in conclusion, Californium is a synthetic element that is not found naturally in the earth and is only produced in small quantities each year, typically a few grams. It is used in a variety of specialized applications, such as in portable neutron emitters for petroleum exploration and gold and silver prospecting, as well as in diagnostic and prospective equipment. It is also used in cancer treatment, in the field of nuclear medicine. It is unlikely, listen, it is unlikely that Nigeria has any significant amount of californium 252. It is not a major producer of the element. Read titanium, whatever, below uranium. Okay, so whatever it says, mined in bonus. So is what do you say? And it is not a major producer of. Read the the continuation below. Uranium 238 is mined in Nigeria's Borno state, not Californium 253. Just this simple research shows
Research.
that everything this guy has said, for which they were clapping for him, everything he has said for which they are clapping for him was not true. And that's how we have been buying so many things from
So
other
many.
people that we've been giving them. Look at what it says here. Look at what it says. Nigeria's Borno State has one of the most expensive elements on Earth, Californium 252 stone. And these are people who go and do a fact finding of this thing. And where did the news come from? Look at who they are quoting. They are quoting
Imagine.
this same thing. So it's like this is the first time anybody has heard this kind of thing being talked about. And they went out, you see, and we are running with it. They are clapping for him. And if you read, this is where he now said that in conclusion is and look at what he even said here, because they took their time to analyze. Remember, he said that Californium is the cause of Boko Haram in Nigeria. It's not the cause of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Anyways.
You see, doctor, it's a good thing that at least the children of the poor also they now have access to phones. The children of the poor also, those of us who are not part of the ruling class, at least we can punch our phones and then get information. Or else, if we can't, if it was just the exclusive of these guys, man, we'll be so backward. We'll be so backward. Despite the fact that we all have access to even all of these phones. Look at what you said now. People are clapping for that nonsense that I said. We have access, so come just reason when we say we don't get access. Say we don't even feel, we don't go school, we don't even know anything about this thing. In fact, they will just toss our head left, right, center. So it is just what it is. Anytime there's, every election season, the ruling class, they know how to put into the system some kind of confusion and distraction. One of them, they'll just do some kind of abracadabra, push one of them out there, be saying some things, and then you start looking at that person as a messiah. Look at what he's saying, maybe he has repented. We know he's one of them, but maybe he has now repented. He's now giving us, people would look at him and say, Al-Mustafa is an establishment person. So for him to give us this kind of information, it means, it's an intra-class or inter-class war. And so we need someone like him to be giving us information. And you see, so and people can always run. They know us, they know the masses so well. They know that we are very impressionable. People get eye easily. You understand? And to say, okay, Al Mustafa, imagine someone like Al Mustafa running. There was a senator, a former police officer, who said the day he resumed at the National Assembly, he saw many politicians, as in his colleagues who are now senators. He saw many of them whose case files he treated when he was a police officer. I mean, criminals. Like, so you are also here. This one, you are here. What's going on? I'll look for the name of that senator. Yeah, I'll look for the name of that senator. And I'll send it to you. He walked into the National Assembly and was like, so this is what's happening in this place. So this one, I treated your case file when I was working in Kano. When I was posted to Bauchi, you slept in my detention. You were part. What's going on? So it is not new. So having an Al Mustafa running for the highest office in the land is not. In fact, it's just a normal thing now. So people are not surprised. It is just for Nigerians we should at this time, sit back, and it should be a time. It should be a season of introspection. Let us look at these old issues and understand them critically. That who are these persons running to be president? Everybody's just saying, okay, we want to run. Who is that person that is for us? And it is clear. It is clear
Exactly.
that Omoyele Sowore stands tall and stands very different from anybody who is running today. They know. They
You know,
know.
yesterday,
It is that acceptance. Yes.
yesterday, and that's what I will begin to do as the day to the election draws nearer. We need
Okay.
to go, bare knuckle, okay? Like
Mm.
we need to remove all this facade or trying to be politically correct because we see what is happening. My duty
Mm.
is to point to what is happening and what people may be wanting to do to themselves.
Yes.
People, especially, okay, if you look at Tinubu, there's so many lies out there. Yesterday, somebody was telling
Mm.
me that, you know what, the reason why he did not vote Omoyele Sowore, or he's not planning
Mm.
to support him, or why he's not supporting Omoyele Sowore, is because Omoyele Sowore is the candidate to beat. Like he is the one
Exactly.
that people need to find. You find a way. You're looking for. It's like you want to give a dog a bad name so that you can hang it, you can kill it.
I get.
That is it. So he says it's because he has not he doesn't have experience in public service.
Okay.
Honestly, I lost my cool yesterday.
Hmm.
By the time I finished explaining to him, even him, he realized that he has
Hmm.
had a very wrong
Very. Hmm.
misconception of what it means to be a public servant.
Public servants. Hmm.
Because that is the real definition. It's not
Hmm.
working in a government ministry that makes you a public servant. Too.
Exactly.
No. So you
Exactly.
see, he doesn't have experience because he has not gotten a job in the Ministry of Town
Hmm.
Planning or Ministry of Education.
Hmm.
That you have not seen him carrying file. So
Hmm.
somebody is not a palm sec. Those kind of
Hmm.
language. So if he has been a palm sec or director for
Hmm.
10 years, you say, this man get
Yeah,
experience.
so you get experience.
And I asked him, how does that person who has experience, have you imagined how did that person's activity affect the whole of Nigerians? And then you
Hmm.
come back to
Hmm.
Omoyele Sowore and you ask yourself, how did his activities affect Nigerian people? When you
Hmm.
finish answering that question, then go back and ask yourself, who has been a better public servant?
Yes.
And if you answer that
Without being
question,
paid.
stick with that person.
Without being paid.
I'm
A life
telling
of
you,
sacrifice all through.
for free,
Serving the public without any
for
no
free.
salary, no allowance.
So somebody just wakes up today and just sees where the crowd is going and just jump.
Hmm.
Most people ask the person, why are you here? They say,
Hmm.
bros, that because everybody did there, that because my friend did there. Why? But why? Why are you? Because that's the one that has likelihood of. So
Hmm.
you yourself, by yourself, this is not the best, but
Hmm.
you're just looking for an excuse. Look at what is happening everywhere now, where people
Hmm.
just and I just pity our people. They don't understand. People are just working on your intelligence. I'm not going to talk
Hmm.
about people like Kenneth Okonkwo and
Okay.
Aisha and all these people. Look at somebody like this guy now. Somebody who I know he was with APC or what was it, PDP, and all he just says is that he has repented, just like that, with his
Hmm.
mouth. He just says, "I've repented," and you're clapping for him. Somebody sent it to me and said, and he was very happy, just like Obasanjo. Now you're jumping off for
Hmm.
Obasanjo, jumping off for anybody that just comes to you and said, "I've changed." You're very happy. Look at this
Every
man from
Nigerian has come to realize that there's no
Hmm.
way we can continue the way we are doing. And
What is wrong with the state of things right now
nothing is working. Nothing is working.
under the APC government?
Under the APC government, yes.
Which
Under this
you
government.
were one of those who said Nigerians should vote for the APC
Yes,
in
I've seen the
2015.
light, my brother. I've seen the light. You can repent when you see the light. I saw the light and
you see, just like that. Oh,
That's is that Obabachi Lawal?
it's not any light.
Okay.
He's going to where he just wants part of the cake. He just wants to get
Yeah,
get the
definitely.
cake now.
Definitely.
Immediately after the 25th, now everybody will go back to
Yeah.
status quo.
Kenneth
Come on
Okonkwo
now.
he told the Southeast. There's this meeting he had with some traditional chiefs and all of that. There's a video now they've been pushing everywhere now. Yeah, of that he told them about how Buhari is the best person for the Southeast. There was a time in this 2014 was that's why what we are seeing now is just a replay of 2014
I'm
Buhari.
telling
We
you.
were told a lot about Buhari. Oh, Buhari, in fact, his body odor alone will chase all the thieves in Nigeria.
His body
Oh,
language. He started saying his body
body
language
language will
is
chase this thing. With this one, he has his cook is
without
an Igbo.
sport. He's blameless. He
His
doesn't
cook
even.
and his driver, they are
Yes,
Igbo men.
yes. Igbo
Uh,
people
there's
everywhere. He has only one
my God.
slippers.
Yes,
And then
he was,
you do remember that picture with his cows? He has a certain number of.
yeah.
He doesn't even have like like these
Mm,
alhajis have some big. They
yeah.
have a lot of cows, but he doesn't even have that.
Mm.
Just a small. They made a small quantity of
He did
cows
not
in a
take just
farm.
the same thing they are saying now. Just the same thing they are saying now about Obi. Oh, he did not take any allowance, pension. Yeah,
Come
the
on
same thing was said
now.
about the same thing was said about Buhari. Wow,
Yes,
Buhari did not do this. He returned all the cars that were sent to him. Oh, as former head of state, he's entitled to 2 cars every 2 years. He returned everything. He only went to buy. Oh, all his children are in Nigeria. It's a lie.
it's
It
not
was later we now
true.
found out that all
It's
of
not
them studied in the
true. All
UK.
of them were in the UK,
So
and they're
so
living in
it's just
houses that he bought.
but yeah.
The houses that
So
yes, and he never declared
man,
these houses.
we've been here before. That's the problem is I think there's a national syndrome, or what I call national amnesia.
Yes,
It's a problem where people just forget or they choose to forget what they've been through. For
no,
example, we've been through
I
this
call it,
Buhari
I
thing
call it
before.
selective. It's called selective amnesia.
Yes.
You just
Yeah,
choose
I agree
what you
because you
want to
choose what to
forget.
forget. Yes,
Yes,
because some things they don't actually forget some things. That's true.
no, no, no,
That's true.
no,
I agree.
no.
I
It's
agree.
selective
So
amnesia. Who
they
tell you?
choose what
Eh,
you want to forget. That's true.
let me tell you why it's selective amnesia. The same
Mm,
person remembers before you say Shore is a tough guy. He
mm,
remembered everything that Shore did because
yes.
he didn't just jump to that conclusion. So that person is not forgetful. They remembered
Yes.
everything that Shore did. They know everything that he has done, but they now choose to praise this person and forget everything that the person did. Look at like you're
Yes.
jumping off because of this Okonkwo.
Mm.
Andy was
Yeah. And you have breaking the living in bondage.
living in bondage. You're jumping up for him, and yet this person, you're talking about the other man telling you he is the one. He came and said Buhari was the best thing to happen to Igbo people after
Yes, no.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
He
Yes.
remember that statement that he made that Igbo people nearly crucified him. Was it
Mm.
not Kenneth Okonkwo that said it? Now
Yes.
the whole
Yes.
thing. There was a video where because the truth is the truth. I said it yesterday. I don't say what I say to please you. It is the truth. Is the
Mm.
truth. There's a video where Peter Obi
Mm.
said not just that he will never. First, he came and said that initially he said that um, he will not leave Abga. But
Yes.
now, not just that he will not leave Abga, but he's going to be in Abga until he dies.
It dies. Yes.
That's what he says,
Yeah.
until he dies. And look at
Mm.
where we are right now. So it served
Mm.
its purpose. It just served its purpose
Exactly.
when it served its purpose. So we just say things to serve a purpose, and after that time, it
Serve
really
the
doesn't
purpose.
matter.
Yeah, exactly. Then they move. And that's not the kind of character. And we say this without any apology to anybody.
I'm
That's not the
telling
kind of
you.
character that Nigeria
No, no, no,
needs
no.
at all. You see, when people move from, Shonkuti was saying something. I've always said that thing, but I was not listening to his live interview yesterday, and that thing just came back fresh. You see, when you move from one political party to another, it shows that you do not have an ideology. There's nothing
No,
that is you are only seeing political party as special purpose vehicles to get to where you are going to. And when you're done, you can drop that vehicle and you can do anything. And that is
sure.
what this person is. You are leaving a political party 3 days to the, or is it 2 days to their primaries, because you have found out that the corruption that they have there would not favor you. If the corruption was going to favor you, you would be there.
With the
You wouldn't
party's
have left.
ideology, you will
Yes,
embrace the party's
you would
ideology.
embrace, you
You
would
will be
embrace
there.
everything.
You will be there.
Maybe by now,
Mm.
all the people shouting obedience, obedience would be shouting PDP power. The
Of
same
course now.
PDP,
Of
because
course.
if Obi was sure, if Obi was actually sure that he would get the tickets of PDP, he won't leave. All these ones that he's saying, oh, PDP destroyed Nigeria and none of that. He won't be saying all of that. PDP would have been the best thing that has happened. And then
Even
the people
now,
supporting him,
even now,
exactly.
it is difficult to catch Obi saying PDP did this, PDP did
Of
that.
course,
It's very difficult. You
you're
can't.
right. He was just trying to, and
No, you
that's how
can't.
you know somebody who is just playing games, who is just,
No, you
But
can't.
because we are at that stage in our politics where people are still yet to understand some basics. You know what I'm saying? You don't try things like this in, for example, Canada, where you are, where as a politician you just move from one party to another. You don't try it in the UK, you don't try it in the US, you don't just move like that. Because each party, they actually have ideologies that guide their decision on issues. You understand? So, for example, the Democrats in the US, they have an ideology on foreign policy that is different from that of the Republican. They have ideology on education. Who should fund education? Should it be the government or should it be private sector? These are issues. That's how you choose political party. And many people do not know that even in the US, you have about 100 political parties, different ideologies. There are parties in the US that the only thing that they talk about is marijuana. There's
I
a party
know.
in the US called Marijuana Party. That's what they talk about. There is Green Party. There is rent is them too high party. Their only problem of that party is to talk about rent in the US. That's the ideology that rent is, and that's the name of the party said. Rent is them too high party. That's their own. That is how society develops. Just imagine we have 18 political parties today, and the 18 of us we pick on all the issues that we have in Nigeria one by one, just like we have this rent is
And
them too high
focus on
party in
it.
the US. Well, and focus on it. Nigeria will not be where it is today. But because these ones are not interested in all of these things we are talking about, let me just have my money come under PDP, APC, or their overflow in Labour Party if I've been chased out of my mainstream party where I should be, and see if I can contest. If I get the ticket, fine. If I don't get it, move to another one. And so that is what has brought this country
You know what I can tell
to
you?
this
You know what I can
mess
tell
that
you,
it is
Femi? You know what I
politically.
can tell you?
Yes.
What I can tell you is, and it's scary. It's scary to be thinking like this, but I see that for whatever reason, I thought that we had awakened. I thought that we have learned our lesson. But as we approach this, as we approach they don't help, they don't, they don't
Nigeria.
pity you
They
as
don't pity
well.
me off.
See, so as we get closer to the voting, it's
Yes.
becoming very, very clear to me that it looks like we've not learned our lesson. It looks like we are not ready yet. It looks like that we are willing to kind of, I think, because like you said, we've learned how to get to the end of the wall, then bust through the wall. I think we need something harder to happen to us in Nigeria to really now be ready. So I don't think we are ready.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I understand what you're trying to say. You mean more crisis, like
Yes.
something tougher
Yeah,
than
yes,
what's
yes,
happening now?
yes, yes. I don't.
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're in Nigeria. You're like, is this guy serious? What else does he want to wish us?
At all. So what else what else do you think can happen
But did you think?
beyond
No, no, no.
what's that other thing that can be tougher than you not having money to eat, like is happening right now?
Femi, I'm
You see,
telling
what
you.
I think, my opinion is these guys who are destroying Nigeria, the oppressors, they don't sleep. They don't sleep. This is their duty. They don't they think ahead. And that's why you can tell that even in this election, they've been able to create, you know, a distraction for the people. They understand that after NSAS was like, oh, the movement that opened up political consciousness as they added to it
Mhm.
and saw where the whole thing was going. And that was why when Buhari was asked about NSAS, what he said, those young people that wanted to take me, that wanted to chase.
Just get away from
Oh, yes.
office.
So he saw it. That's
Was
the that
clear.
the ruling class, they are not dull. They are not as dull as we think they are. They saw what was coming. And so they had to, think and, okay, what do we do to distract these people? And that is it. Obi is a creation of the establishment for distraction. Create somebody that looks like them. Create somebody, create somebody that uses their slogan. Create somebody that is, that will come after us. I say these things with all sense of responsibility. That's what's happening. Take it back movement. We started it. Take back Niger. Oh, the people are destructive. Yes, the people are destructive. Oh, the establishment. Imagine we'll be talking about establishment. I wants to take down the establishment. Who is the
Which
establishment?
establishment? Exactly.
Who
Exactly.
is the establishment you want to take down?
Okay, let me tell you.
What if?
Femi, sorry, your
Yes.
audio keeps disconnecting. I don't know why. I hope it's charged.
Oh,
Your audio keeps disconnecting. See,
okay.
it's funny. I had someone on my channel say that the reason he likes to be, and he just said he just somebody reciting a mantra is because it's going to move us from consumption to production. And I just asked him, do you know the business of Obi? Before, and somebody is out there now being angry with me. Hey, actually, they're going to attack Obi. No, 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 no. I'm telling you, you see, the reason why I talk about Obi a lot is because I understand where Atiku is going. Atiku is a done deal. If somebody, just like you walking straight into, you saw the devil wearing black and all that, and just went to him.
Exactly.
Bola Tinubu, the same thing. It's not his own is not hidden. He showed you his hand clearly. Say, he wants this is what I want. Emiloko is
Yes.
me. It's not hiding it. But Obi is the imitation of where we were going, and that's why you always
Yes.
see me come after that to try to open anybody's eyes that is willing. Because when you tell me that it's moving from consumption to production, and I ask you, do you know B's business? And the guy thought for a while. He said, yes, next gen. I said, what does next gen? What do they manufacture? What do they produce? Because we want to see how this person is going to move from consumption to production. He said, no, no, no. They and this person is not in Nigeria. Very, he's probably listening to me right now, or he's going to watch this video later. He says no, that he lives in Dubai. And I said,
Okay.
he said, oh, Obi, no, he sells things. He sells products. And I said, those products, are they like high level, not just any my kind of anything? No. Say yes. And I said, just like the things you use in Dubai. He said, I said, these products, they're not made in Habana. I said, no, they're not made in Onitsha. I said, so do you import it now? Eh? So how can somebody who was a pro consumer now give you
Consumer, yeah.
production? Was any of those things produced in Nigeria? I said, no, he doesn't think so. He doesn't think, no, he doesn't think
That may not. See, Dr. Chidi, can you hear me? And
I
I'll
can hear
place
you.
my audio
I
now.
can hear you.
That may not actually be. Let me say that may not actually be a benchmark to even knock him off on that angle, in that
Yeah.
angle. The question should be, when he was governor of Anambra, what local production did he support? Like, what was the consumption to production agenda of Anambra State? So
Hmm.
what were the things that were produced? Because on a private side, you may decide to be a trader, you may decide to be anything, they just sell, but buy goods and sell. You can on a personal side, but as a governor, which is you now taking charge of a state, you are in charge of a state, the economic policy of the state and all of that. What was the consumption to production plan?
Can I answer you? Because the
That
person had an answer. He answered that
okay,
question. He said the reason was
okay.
because the government did not allow Obi to do that.
Which government?
You see,
Government
you see, you understand what I'm
which
saying?
government?
He said the government
So
not.
someone you see, so the government did not allow him to his government did not allow him to do what he wants to do. The government did not allow him to make sure that you now have you know products that are made from Anambra that are now exported out of Anambra, maybe to China. So the government did not allow local products to now have value, so that at the end of the day you would have to export, and then you create foreign exchange for Anambra. So that's just a ruse. That's just a ruse. And that's what we continue to tell people, that you need to understand what these issues are, who is pretending. Like you said, Emilio is not pretending. Emilio is coming out straight to tell you. In fact, he even said it when he was asked about subsidy removal. I said, I will remove subsidy. And there's it's going. If you like, protest from now to tomorrow. He said it openly. He didn't hide. He didn't hide. Atiku is telling you he's going to sell the refineries. He's going to sell it. In fact, he said it as far back as 2018 that they said I'm going to sell it to my friends. Are my friends not entitled to be rich? He said all of these things. These guys are not hiding. But the only person who is always, he would say something today, he would then go back to say, oh, that was not what he meant. He would now try to explain what he actually meant. For example, when he said, oh, we're not going to go after corrupt leaders. Later on, he came back to say, oh, we will go after them, we will fight corruption and all of that. But this was you who first said you would not go after them, you would not go after, you will not close the shop to be chasing after thieves. That's what we said. And then you had to come back again because of the whole outcry, or public criticism towards that statement. The same person said, oh, manifesto, manifesto is just a glossy paper. There's no need for a manifesto. When the whole thing became noise, oh, okay, we will provide you one. Hurriedly, they had to put up something. So it shows somebody who is not consistent. Someone who is not consistent, someone who does not have a character. And that's the truth. Because someone who has character would say it and will stand by it. If you watch any Shore interview of maybe 10 years, 15 years ago, the things he said 15 years ago, he's still saying the same thing today. He has not changed. His position has not changed on issues. His position has not changed on issues. He was talking about the revolution as far back as 1990s. I saw a video of him in a particular symposium in London when he was talking about revolution in 2007. As far back as 2007, and he's still talking about it today. So that's the kind of person. That's the kind of person that can take this country from the level that we are to the highest level, and where we can have a country, that we would call as, somebody who has the political will. Shura is that kind of person who will step on you and will say, oh, I never knew your legs were there. Oh, sorry. He would have stepped on those toes before he would have, oh, sorry, you put your leg there. I don't know. And that's the kind of person that you need. This is not somebody who is being endorsed by Obasanjo, Abdul Salam, Ibrahim Babangida, the people who have destroyed Nigeria. How do you say you want to take back Nigeria from the people who took Nigeria? I don't understand. Yet you are being endorsed by those people who took Nigeria. Yorubas will always say, um, let me translate it. Let me say it in English. That it's only a foolish man who would consult a burglar, a known burglar, when he wants to repair his door. So you want to repair your door now, you go and consult a burglar and say, "Alpha, I want to repair my door. Just help me with the keys." So it does not sound. It sounds very foolish to go and meet
Honest,
people who took Nigeria to say,
Femi,
"Oh,
Femi, Femi.
yes,
Honestly, honestly, on a serious note, nobody, and even for us that are in AAC, it's mind-boggling. Oh, I think now
mm,
I understand what somebody was trying to say yesterday. This is a serious homework we need to do
mm,
because it's still mind-boggling to me. Why would people say that Shore is this is what is needed? Because I've never heard someone say, I'm sick, oh, there are 2 or 3 types of medicine. I ask that person, which one is the best for this your
mm,
suffering? And that person says, this is the one. This is the one. And I say, drink
mm."
it now. I say, but
But
I want the other one. You see that small thing. You see that small
mm,
thing, Nobody, even you, I don't think you have proven it to me. It's a mystery. The day I crack it, I'll be
mm,
happy. No, I'm telling you, I don't get it. I asked that question.
yeah,
One guy was like, saying, sure, already is this, that. The reason why I told him, I paused and I said, do me a favor. Type, I hate show, If you can type it. You know what he typed? After some
mm,
hesitation, I said, no, we're waiting for you. Type. He typed, I love Shore very well, but I said, you guys are killing me. What are you saying? Let me share something. Let me share something with you on Twitter that I
okay,
know. See, of course, sometimes you get the real thing you want. I know this will still be hacked by other people just to score political points. But you see this question I asked you. I said,
okay,
who is the bravest Nigerian presidential candidate? The
mm,
bravest. And people are saying Shore is the bravest. So if he is the bravest, my
mm,
question is still why are for those people, because that's
mm.
my problem, the people that will always add the but. So I'm begging. I want somebody to tell me what is that but.
But it's
What
it's
is it?
it's mental and social conditioning, you know. And what Showore is doing. One particular commenter on Facebook said it. He said Showore is actually breaking a barrier. That was what he said. And let me just speak as an analyst. He said Showore is breaking a barrier for some of us, so that when we when we want to run,
Mhm.
it becomes easy.
Easier.
Yeah, it becomes easier at that time. It's breaking a barrier. So when it's telling you that you don't have to be the son of Obasanjo, Abdul Salam. You don't have to have Obasanjo as your surname before you can run in this country, before you can attain the heights. And that's the message to young people. That's what he's saying. And you don't have to, you can be a showre, just somebody from one village in Kiribo, and then, you know, provided you have the ideas, you have the competence, you have the character, you can, put yourself forward, and you can see the result already. You can see the result already. People are now beginning to look in that direction. Yes, if I can actually do this. So there is a can do, spirit which already there's a can do opening, opening the eyes of understanding of people. And so that was what that person said, and I really, I caught that message from that. He said Shure is bringing down those walls for us, bringing down those barriers. He said something that we may not like. He said he may not get there, but some of us, because of what he's doing, we will get there. I was like, wow, that's one serious message. That's one serious message that I picked from that thing. So it is true that people we love Shore, but he has not done this. We love Shore, but you know there are some who are actually ignorant. Those ones you educate them, but there are some that are not ignorant. I don't waste my time on them. Yeah, because it's a waste of time to try to wake somebody who is not asleep.
Somebody who is dead.
That's the toughest person to wake in this world. Someone who is not sleeping. You will just be tapping him. The person will just change again. Like, wake now. Yeah, so I don't waste my time on people like
I've
that.
not heard
That's the
that before.
toughest.
The person that is
That's
awake,
the
the person that is awake, you can't wake them up because they're already awake. They
you can't
just
wake them. Yes, someone pretending to be sleeping, you can't wake that person up. That's the toughest person to wake.
see
So
what
those
Emmanuel
who are
said.
actually sleeping,
Yeah.
those who are actually sleeping, yes, you wake them up, you talk to them, you educate them, and we know for a fact that this journey of liberation is not a sprint. We have always said it. So that's why when Sheon Kuti said, "Oh, Nigerians are the ones that will save themselves and all of that," we understood his message. We are not fighting him. You understand? Because he said, "Oh, my preferred candidate is Showore, but even Showore cannot, save Nigerians. Nigerians will be the ones to save themselves." We understood that
You
message
know,
clearly. You will not see Showore
people
fighting it
thought
that, "Oh
people
no, I
thought
will save Nigeria. I will save Nigeria."
people
No,
was people
Showore
was
will not say that.
yabbing. People thought he meant it was against Shore, but they
No.
didn't understand the concept, and that is another
Concept
of
of
my
yes,
problem. The bar has been lowered so
lowered.
much
So
that
yes,
what
yes.
people are holding on to vote, I don't know. The people are not looking for issue based like
Mm,
arguments or
at all,
discussions or
at all.
reasons or manifesto. What they are looking for. Someone say, see the way he smiled when somebody talked to him. I'm going to vote for him.
Exactly. And
What,
that's
what has that got
yes.
to do with you know? You dey pain them, you go dey sweet
As you
us,
dey see
you dey
us,
pain that you follow and dance, and that's why you're going to vote. See what somebody is saying
vote.
now. Emmanuel says, I hope people are enjoying Buhari regime. P2B is the best candidate, but ethnicity and tribalism will not allow you people. So these are the kind of people. Emmanuel also said, can you call? There's a number there. Call. I like when
Mm,
people, because usually when you talk to me and I talk to you, we tend to understand ourselves more. So I'm
yes,
giving you an
yes.
opportunity. Call into the program or click on the on this click. Okay, I'm gonna try to let me click on the link so
Mm,
that you can come in. It's not enough
come
here
on.
on this channel. We don't just like you to just come and type and
Mm,
go. No, come
no, no.
come in
Come
and
on. Let's discuss. Let's
let
debate
us
this issue.
discuss. Let us reason
Let's
together. How did the
discuss.
Bible say it?
Discuss. Yes. Ah,
Come, let's reason together.
the tribalism and all that. Yeah. So when we do protests, when
Uh-huh,
we get arrested, when we go to jail,
uh-huh.
so we do all those things based
Yes,
on tribalism because we are fighting
exactly.
for Yorubas and we are fighting
Exactly.
for
That's what you know what I asked
so
somebody.
that's
I asked somebody, I said,
mm,
all the experience that you're talking about, because all these of course that it's just a campaign narrative that people come up with, those one liners, and they just push it out there. They push it until it just sticks. So they say, oh, it doesn't have experience, all the other ones have experience, you go and become a governor. And I now ask this person, all those people who were governors and all of this, they were governors in their states in a
yeah,
particular area of jurisdiction. So even if they achieved anything, did they not achieve it in their own state? It affected their own people, good or bad, right? So are they not the ones
yes.
who are now coming into the space for the first time to actually engage in something that affects the whole of Nigeria with all its tribes and cultures and everything? If you talk about the person whose
Mm,
activities, every single activity affects the whole of
exactly.
Nigeria.
Affects the whole country.
That is
Yes.
that's sure. So in terms of
That's sure.
experience with things that have affected the whole of Nigeria, that's sure. Because every other person will beat their chest and they say,
Mm,
okay, what are you holding on to? As
mm,
the basis for which we
mm,
should vote for you. You say, I was governor in Anambra State. So who benefited? That was Anambra people. Whatever you did, it
mm.
was Anambra people now. I was governor of Lagos State. Who benefited? Was it not Lagos State? I was governor
Yeah.
of Kanu. Was it not Kanu? That is what it is now. But look at
Yes.
Shore now started from whenever he started, when he was going to go. That's when people say tribalism. I'm like, do you really understand what is
So
tribalism?
tribalism.
Tribalism. When that person was fighting, did they say they are fighting for Ijaw people,
For
Yoruba people, or
yeah,
didn't they fight for all of you? You that is talking, did you not benefit from it?
yes,
Eh?
yes.
And when they're going to
So
beat the person,
that's it.
they beat the person. They didn't say it's from a particular. They beat the person for what he did
Hmm.
on
For what
behalf of
you
everybody. But you
exactly.
just go and carry this narrative out there without
Hmm.
knowing anything about it. Just carry it and begin to run with it. That's why I'm asking Emmanuel to call, but he won't call. Emmanuel, you won't call. I've asked you to call. There is a number. If you can be on YouTube, you can also call. That means you can call.
Exactly.
Yes, now
Yeah.
because if you're on YouTube, that means you have data. You can call on WhatsApp. You can call me
Yes.
directly. So, Femi, I'm
Yes.
gonna let you go. Honestly, I like I like when you come and you provide a perspective that sometimes people are like today. I've heard this. You just taught me a new one that you can't wake up somebody who is already somebody who is not sleeping. You can't wake them up.
Yes. Who's pretending to be asleep? Yes. You can't
Yes,
wake them
yes,
up
yes, yes,
at
yes.
all.
Yeah, and but I thank you so much. We're going to be there on
Thank you,
Saturday,
Doctor.
having
Yes.
a full day with Omoyele Shore. So please, I'm hoping to have you there
Yes.
too.
Definitely. Definitely. There's this event at University of Lagos. I'll be speaking at that event. So at Tayo, if anyone who is listening to this should, and you are in University of Lagos or its environs, you can please make it down to the place on
Good. When,
Saturday,
when, when is it
11,
happening?
10 a.m. 10 a.m. on Saturday. University of Lagos, Tayo
On what day?
Aderinoko
On what
Auditorium.
day? On what day?
Saturday.
Okay, on Saturday,
That's
10 a.m.
Saturday. Yes,
Okay,
10 a.m. On
okay, okay,
Saturday,
no,
11th of February.
okay, okay,
Tayo
okay.
Aderinoko
Is
Auditorium.
there a flyer for it?
Yes, there is.
Okay, if you send me a flyer on WhatsApp, I'll put it up here so
Okay.
people can see.
Yes. It's tagged
But
Moment of Truth for Nigerian youths. The Moment of
okay,
Truth.
good, good, good.
Yes.
I
So
wish you
please.
more lights. Well, light has now become prayer points. Hi,
I
Nigeria.
mean,
Hey,
well,
oh God,
yeah, so
oh God.
it's big
Can,
big prayer.
can you imagine
So
prayer?
but what they do now is that, you ration lights.
Yes,
You ration,
yes.
you have it from this time to that time. And people are actually celebrating that year. Ration. At least I know I will have light for 10 hours. I know I will have light for 15 hours. Yeah. It is what it is, correct.
It's not funny. It's not funny at
Yeah.
all.
Yes. So,
All right, Femi. Thank you so
all right.
much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Guys, you see, I still have the link there posted. So you don't have any excuse not to be with us here. The link is posted. Click on the link, come in and say what you want to say, air your opinion, criticize me. Emmanuel OC, you talk, you type. I say make you call. You got this shy, I don't know why, because even if you're in a place where you say I can't talk, but you're listening to me now, the audio is coming out. So that means you can use microphone and loudspeaker. So Emmanuel, you can call. All you have to do is take that number, get out of the get out of the get out of the studio here, and then just call. That's what you have to do. Okay, that's what you have to do. So please, 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 we're waiting for you. We are waiting for you. Just click on that or call. But if you're shy, then that's fine. You can leave it off. Also, I am, if you are a Tinubu supporter, if you are an Atiku supporter, if you're an Obi supporter and you think that you want to come on, you are really bold, you're courageous, and you're sure there are things that if you tell me, it will change my stand on Omoyele Sowore, or I would leave my candidate Omoyele Sowore and follow you. Honestly, the floor is open. Just come and say it. Ask a question, criticize. Remind me of something that I don't know, something I've been neglecting, something that makes you. I really want to see that. I don't get to see it anymore. I don't get to see people defending, coming in a place and defending whatever they believe. I don't get to see that. So if you know that you know that you know that you have every reason to support your candidate against Omoyele Sowore, that is, take the mic and talk, or forever remain silent. Isn't that how they say it? So the number to call is there. Maybe I should leave this number permanently here. Call this number and be able to join in the studio discussion. Ojo Eboreime. You can also call or click on the StreamYard link and be in the studio with us. Okay? That's what we're giving this time for. Let me also pause as always to thank everybody who is here with us when you could have been anywhere else. Money Martins, Jonathan Greek, Felix Soul, WMTV, The Trumpet, Praise Channel, yeah, and Arthur Obinwa Amadi, Abiodun A. What else? Abby. Thank you so much, Ebenezer. Abiodun again. Who else haven't I called? Freed for Christ in Wanta. Yeah, thank you so much. Lady Jane Anams, thank you. Gerald the bar. Gerald Doba, one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emmanuel will be Omori Felix. Omori, I appreciate you, my brother. Emmanuel OC, I think you chickened out. I hope not. I told you to call, but you don't want to call. I wonder why. Emmanuel, you know what they say? They say talk is cheap. And me, I added text is cheaper. The reason is because when you talk, they tell you, hey, you're just being cheap. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? That is, don't just talk. Put action to it. It's like when you're betting. If you're sure of what you're saying, put a bet, put your money down. And then when you lose the bet, it will make you not to just be running your mouth anyhow. But this time, we're not even asking you to bet. But we're saying you have a chance to talk instead of just being in the background and typing because we don't see your face. There is no emotions in what you're expressing. But when you talk on the phone or when you talk through an audio video platform, we can listen to your voice. We can see your facial reactions. We will know from your body language whether you actually mean what you're saying or you're just saying it because, I don't know, you just want to make a point. All right. Okay, I think we'll stretch from 2 to 12, 18. That's a long 2 hours. So I think we've done enough. Yeah, that's why I'm just going to close abruptly. So on behalf of Dr. Erica, I want to thank you for listening to us. I want to wish all the students ahead of time a safe election period. They're going to use you to do a lot of things, polling booth agents, INEC agents, agents for the police, agents for the party, for the candidates who are voting, who are competing in the election, who you're voting for. So many things. I'm just gonna advise you to stay safe. Stay safe and make sure that nobody cajoles you into doing something that you know in your mind that you know that is the best. Don't let anybody change you. Samuel Ackman says that they will not come out. Remember the guy with just one personal excuse against Shore, bringing foreign mercenaries to rescue Nigeria, which he cannot prove. Okay, that was in Dr. Damage's show, the guy that was talking about foreign mercenaries. Shore talked to him. We took him back to Shore's manifesto, which he didn't read. When he finished reading it, he still came and said, yeah, although everything that he was, Shore went beyond that. Shore said he was providing quarters for military and the police so that they can live like real human beings. He said he wanted them to buy houses, not just being clustered together in a barrack. You see, don't mind him. The guy just, he waited when Shore left. He just went and continued to run his mouth. I said, no, you can't do that in someone's absence now. Maintain man. Nigeria government has sidelined Southeast for so long. Now we have Peter Obi doing well to become the president. Mr. Moderator, understand that. The people that sideline Nigeria, who are they? By the time you tell me the people that sideline Nigeria, then I will tell you the number 2 question. Okay, by the time we even see how the person who is supposed to come and stand against those people who sideline him, you'll understand. Okay, guys, it's time to go. Okay, I said I was going to advertise the flyer for Femi Ade. Yeah, let me see. So did he send me the flyer? The moment of truth for Nigeria. Okay, I have the flyer here. I'm going to save it and I will show you guys. So please, if anybody is like you heard from him, if anybody is around the area, this is our person. So please, let's go and support him. Let me show you the. Okay, you know what? I'm going to push it out here so that it stays on the screen and you can see it. These are videos. So I'm going to import that picture. Import this picture that I saw on his page. Oh, I put another picture. Okay, that's a picture of the event. So please make sure you go and attend this event. That's the event Femi is having. The guy who was here a while ago. Please make sure you go and support him. All right. All right, everybody. So on that note, on behalf of Dr. Erica, I'm going to thank you for being with us, for supporting us. Thank you, Abby, for the super chat, for the $10 super chat. We appreciate it. And everybody else, now do well, okay? And we shall see you very shortly. Take care of yourselves, okay? And bye-bye.